can discuss whether or not Confederate monuments should be removed by listening to my peers and using evidence.
By talking and expressing oneself, we learn more deeply. One thing we know from the science of learning is that complex instruction needs to be scaffolded, that students need to be enabled to take each step along the path. And in this classroom, we see a very sophisticated conversation being scaffolded to help them learn how to talk to each other about this very difficult concept in a very respectful and thoughtful way.
We've just finished a 6-week unit on the Civil War. They needed a safe space to talk about racial issues and justice issues. I decided a discussion would be the best way for them to learn about the issue, bring in evidence, and have their voices be heard. I sourced about 15 different articles to meet kids where they were at in terms of length of texts or level of complexity of texts.
Part of the scaffolding in this classroom is that this teacher has found 15 different texts for students to read to prepare for the discussion so that they can speak with evidence and so that their evidence is accessible to them.
It's important to understand that even though somebody says something you might disagree with, everybody's contributing to this shared dialogue in this safe space. Somebody start us off.
I think Confederate monuments should be removed. Based on the Atlantic, it said establishing monuments to Confederate war heroes in turn celebrates men who committed treason.
I was very pleased with a lot of students who really came out of their shell.
I want to disagree with a lot of you saying that they're bad.
I loved that there was healthy debate.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't want that in this country.
We need to find a way for each side to be able to see the opposing side's points instead of just argue them.
They were polite, they were encouraging, and I think it helps them understand that deeper understanding of history.
It's all in perspective. If you know it's wrong, then you can use it to create change.
So we're actually going to stop there. There were a couple people in the room tracking things from the conversation.
She's thought about the fact that some students may be more comfortable participating by tracking the conversation and then reporting out what they found.
Athen used evidence in a cool way. He brought up how...
So there are many ways for students to get their brains engaged and to be participating in this discussion. The deep conversation they've just had is actually extended by the fact that they get to reflect at the end in writing.
Tell me how your thinking is now changed after this conversation. It's okay if it didn't change, but you need to tell me why.
That reflection, which is metacognitive, really helps the students carry more learning out of the experience they've just had.